Good morning students. Today we are going to have our third video lesson of history class 6. We will start chapter number 17 today. The topic is the ancient invaders. We will cover the information given on page number 79 till page number 82. The time duration of today's lesson is 35 minutes and the resources required are Secondary Social Studies Book 1, notebook and pens. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explore the impact of Aryans on the culture of the subcontinent, describe Hindu society and their caste system, determine the significance of Sanskrit language, explore the expansion of Persian Empire, state the impact of the interaction between Persians and other nations, and write how Greeks defeated their opponents in the Battle of Punjab. Now students, before we start the lesson, can you answer a few questions? Who were the original inhabitants of the subcontinent? Yes, they were Dravidians. Who were the first people to invade the subcontinent? Of course, they were Aryans. Where did they come from? They came from Central Asia through the Khyber Pass. So students, your first task is to read page number 79 and first paragraph of page number 80. You have 5 minutes to read these paragraphs, and after that I'll ask you a few questions. Your time starts now. So I hope you are ready for the answers. Who were Aryans? They were nomads wandering with their flocks of animals across the vast grassland of Central Asia. They were the ancestors of the modern Hindus. What were the weapons used by Aryans made up of? These were made up of bronze and later iron. What was the result of the war between Dravidians and Aryans? Aryans defeated Dravidians. What happened to Dravidians after they were defeated? Some were killed, some were made slaves, and some fled to other parts of the subcontinent. Why did the Aryans move into the Ganges Valley? They moved there to become farmers. Which groups did Aryans divide themselves into? They divided their people in 4 groups. Brahmins. They were priests who were at the top rank in the society. Kshatriyas. It included kings, soldiers, and leaders. The third caste was Vaishyas. They were the craftsmen, officials, merchants, and farmers. And the lowest caste of Aryans was Shudras. They were the ordinary workers, servants, and laborers. Who were outcasts and how were they treated by Aryans? They were the people who were not Aryans. They had to live outside the village and were made to do the worst work. They were treated as slaves. Now let's discuss about the Aryans' religion. Being close to nature as nomads, the Aryans at first worshipped the natural forces as their gods and goddesses, such as the sun, the moon, rivers, fire, and the earth. And then later, as they progressed, they gave names to their gods, like Indra, Vishnu, Shiva, Krishna. These are the Hindu gods of today. Aryans' language. They spoke Sanskrit. Sanskrit is important because it is the basis of Hindi and most European languages today. This is the Sanskrit script. The Persians. Persia is modern-day Iran. The Persians entered the subcontinent in 500 BCE. They came from Western Asia through the Khyber Pass. They captured a huge empire which stretched from Greece to Egypt in the west to northwestern India. You can consult your book, page number 81, to see the extent of the Persian Empire. The Persians conquered the Gandhara kingdom, which is now in Pakistan. Taxila was made their capital in the subcontinent. You can see Taxila on the map of Pakistan. Now, students, when two cultures meet, when two civilizations meet, many changes take place in the society. As the subcontinent has been invaded by different races, so that is the reason that we have very rich culture, because it's the mixture of many cultures. So when Persians, they came to the subcontinent, they brought new ideas. And what were these new ideas which they brought? How to use money, new ways of buildings, and good irrigation schemes. These were the things which they brought with them, and which they brought changes when they came to the subcontinent. And then of course they learned a few things from the people who were living in the subcontinent. What were these things? Medicine and how to make good steel. These two things the Persians, they learned from Aryans. Now, so as the Aryans, they got weaker, Alexander, he took over. He became the king of Macedon when his father Philip was killed. Alexander was well educated, he was a great soldier, and he conquered all of the Persian Empire. So students, now you have to read the information given on page number 82, and then you will be asked a few questions. Your time starts now. You have 5 minutes to read these paragraphs. Now, I hope you are ready for the answers. The first question is, where did the battle take place? Near Jhelum River. Who was the king of Punjab? Porus was the king of Punjab. Why were Alexander's men terrified? They had never seen the elephants in the battlefield before. How did they handle the situation? They stood in closely packed group, protected them with their spears. Other groups attacked the elephants. That was the way they protected themselves. Who won the battle? Alexander. Why did Alexander release King Porus? He was impressed by his bravery. Why didn't Alexander go further east in India? It was because his soldiers refused to do so. What happened to the empire after Alexander's death? It broke into 3 parts, each ruled by his generals. Now let's recall what we have learned today. What was the impact of Aryans on the culture of the subcontinent? Aryans had a great impact on the culture of the subcontinent in terms of religion, as they worshipped the signs of nature. Caste system, they started caste system in the subcontinent. Language, they spoke Sanskrit, which is the basis of Hindi and other European languages, so it was also very important. Describe Hindu society and their caste system. They divided their people in 4 groups. Brahmins, they were the priests who were at the top rank in society. Kshatriyas, it included kings, soldiers, and leaders. Vaishyas, they were craftsmen, officials, merchants, and farmers. Shudras, the ordinary workers, servants, and laborers. Why is Sanskrit an important language? It is because Sanskrit is the basis of Hindi and other European languages. What was the impact of the interaction between Persians and other nations? It brought many improvements in the field of medicine. Use of money was introduced, new ways of building were found, and easy way of making steel was